Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars. SoundCartel. From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Of all the social media platforms, LinkedIn is one of the most trusted, allowing you to identify and engage directly with your current and potential customers, so long as you're using it the right way, says LinkedIn expert Tai Giuliani. Based in Tokyo, Japan, Tai is an entrepreneur, business coach and founder of Selling Made Social. As he tells Chris Ashmore, if you're looking for new clients, chances are many of them are right there on LinkedIn.
In the Australian context, you've got 10 million personal profiles there. So when you consider the working population of Australia is 12.8 million people, that means 78% of the working population in Australia are on LinkedIn. So if that doesn't show its value, nothing else would.
Absolutely. Well, it's a platform that many in business set up once and forget about, but you say it's something business owners should be more proactive with. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I see this all the time. A lot of people are going in there and they're not doing anything on there. And you should be in there actively every day because there's a few really substantial benefits to it. One, you get to set the narrative. You get to set the story about your firm. So there's a degree of control that you can have about your company that the public will see, right? So on LinkedIn, you get to set what the public should know about your firm. It also favors content producers and people that are actually posting stuff. Because at the moment, for every one person posting on LinkedIn, there's 200 consuming it that aren't posting. So it's a content poor site, which means more attention for those that are actually putting stuff out there. And it's free. It's free to post anything. And the other thing is you get to establish yourself as an authority and you can lead the discussion on the platform for your industry. So most people haven't stepped up into that role. They're kind of sitting back and watching. So this is an ideal time to get in there now. People are craving content. So fill that gap on LinkedIn. Absolutely.
What would you suggest people do when they're using LinkedIn to get the most out of it?
Right. So there's a number of key activities I think everyone should participate in. And it's not a case of just put a profile up, which most people use a resume, but you've got to participate on LinkedIn. It's not a case of if you build it, they will come. It doesn't work like that. You have to be active on the platform. And there's a few different activities that I think you can do. One is direct outreach, and that is finding ideal client prospects and actually going out and tapping them on the shoulder, but doing it in a way where you're not seen as spammy and salesy, because we've all got it where people tap on our shoulder. You open up your inbox and it's got this horrible message that's saying, hey, I do this, I do that. Do you have this problem? Book a call with me. Here's a video to watch. Here's a download. Don't do that. I call that the value vomit. No one wants to clean up vomit in their inbox, and that's what you're doing. So emulate real life conversation. How do we start a conversation? It's short question. Then the person will give you an answer. Then they'll ask you a question. Then you answer that, and then you usually go to some kind of anecdote or story, and then it goes to an opinion about that story. So emulate direct outreach, emulate real life conversation. Don't just see that as a one-way street. The other thing, build authority. Get your profile looking great. Turn it more into a landing page or a mini website rather than a resume. If you're a business owner, what's a resume used for? Getting a job. You're trying to get clients, not a job. So start to view LinkedIn as just a free media space, and you're going to build a mini website inside LinkedIn. So that means use those experience sections rather than using them as your reverse chronological order resume. Use each section to highlight one of the key services in your business. Use one of those experience sections to show a case study of what you've done. Use one as a call to action. Maybe there's a webinar people could watch or a booking link to your schedule. So you've got to start using the profile more like a website and structure it more like that. The other activity, nurture. when you collect these people, when you connect to them, when you get into a discussion, if they're not ready right now to buy, you don't just leave them there on a shelf gathering dust like in a museum. You should be nurturing them. So every month they should be hearing from you inside the inbox about 3 times a month with true value. And you only know it's true value by the fact that you've had that conversation already with them and you found out what their key problem is, but they're just not ready to make a move yet. So you should be nurturing, engaging. You should be going in and at least 10 posts a day. Look at micro influencers in your industry, in your space, look at what they're posting and stack on. Give your opinion, give your thoughts, make a suggestion, make an observation, offer some help. But going in and just doing that one activity will drive inbound. And then, of course, one post, like a post a day would be great, but try at least 2 or 3 posts a week, but they're personal stories. If you look at LinkedIn, things have changed. It's no longer these 10 how to do or these business articles. People are sharing stories, business stories, learning points via experiences, right? And so you've got an unlimited resource. Your brain is full of all these experiences that you've had. So putting content out there is really important. So those kind of 5 pieces: direct outreach, authority building through a really great looking profile, nurturing, content and engagement, doing those 5 activities daily or at least a few times a week, that's going to change your experience on LinkedIn and the results.
Now, other than the value vomit, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see people make on LinkedIn?
The biggest thing is just not participating. It's lurking on the platform, consuming and taking, but not giving anything back. So that's the first thing, is get in there and start actually participating. You get to choose how you want to use LinkedIn. So use it to showcase your knowledge and your ability to kind of put thought out there that's going to interest people. So don't be a lurker. And the other big one is, when you're messaging to prospects, it is that value vomit. Just try to emulate natural conversation. And one of the filters that I like to tell my clients to use is, with what you know about that person, with what your relationship is with that person, would you say it in real life? And if the answer is no, don't say it in LinkedIn Messenger. That can save you so much trouble, right? Keep it natural. And essentially, people are just not doing that dance on LinkedIn. They're just not doing the right activities. They're in there lurking and consuming. They're not participating. And that's the biggest mistake. If you're going to be on LinkedIn, participate.
What are your thoughts on building a network on LinkedIn? It's not just about gaining large numbers, is it?
No, I think you have to be smart with building out that network, because LinkedIn's all based on relevancy. So the people that you're connecting with, the people that you're commenting on and liking on, LinkedIn's learning from that and saying, okay, Ty, he likes these types of people, so we're going to show him more of those types of people. And it's not just getting a huge group, it's getting real relationships with these people. A lot of people will, before pre-COVID, will go out and meet with their network on LinkedIn that can really offer true value to your business. So don't just go for quantity, go for quality, and make them people that are ideal client prospects, or they're people that serve your ideal client prospects, maybe in non-competitive industries, or they're simply people that actually talk about the same topics that impact your industry. So you should be building a network that's related to people that can help move the needle in your business, that can actually get you closer to revenue events, not just any random person. Be very deliberate in your network growth.
Well, any final words of advice on approaching potential clients on the platform?
Yeah, I think that the best way to start out is, it's all about a pipeline, right? And a pipeline should have a little bit of pre-planning, and there's a bit of a time lag to it. So it means every day doing the right activities, so you always have this constant flow of prospects. What I recommend is finding the kind of ideal client prospects and start by saving them as a lead, saving them as someone that you can go back and start to engage on their posts. So every day you go and look for that person again, look at the posts that they've put out there, and start to like and comment on their posts. Start off very benign in the sense of just like, hey, great post, I like that. After you've done that a few times, then start to give your opinion about the post. Then the next time, engage by offering and stacking on the point that that person has made. Then if there's an opportunity to say, hey, I love this post, we did some research on that, or I've got some data, or I've got some experience, you want me to send that to you? So I think to warm up a client rather than just reaching out straight away, if they are on LinkedIn and they're active, use that to start with, kind of warm them up. And eventually, and I find that when you engage on their post first and you start to be seen by them, they'll reach out to you before you reach out to them. And then that changes the whole paradigm of the relationship, because they're going to see your profile. It doesn't look like a resume. It shows that you serve them, their industry, and you've got solutions that they are probably suffering from. And it's game on. When they come to you, it's perfect. But they've come to you because they've seen you engaging on them. And everyone likes that dopamine hit. Everyone likes someone liking their post or commenting on their post. So start with that, pre-plan it, warm them up with the idea of them actually reaching out to you.
That was LinkedIn expert Ty Giuliani. Business Essentials Daily is a SoundCartel podcast. Producers are Nick Schildberger, Chris Ashmore, Jeff Waters and myself. Technical production by Pete Letts. I'm Nicole Goodman. Thanks for listening. We'll bring you more Be Daily next week. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.